Presented by Marvel's Ant-Man. In theaters and IMAX 3D July 17th.
I would never consider myself the greatest skateboarder of all time. I only ever wanted to do it and to keep getting better at it.
Every hero has an origin. Every athlete has a moment when they discover who they are, when they realize what they can do, when they reckon with the future. These are our greatest heroes, and these are their origins.
When I was growing up, to be a professional skateboarder was not a consideration. People just thought it was a kid's activity anyway, so they would sort of scoff at you. It was Little League that set the tone for my strive for perfection, and one of my first times up to bat, I had this expectation of myself, like, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna hit, if not a home run, I'm gonna get on base, I'm gonna help my team win.
Strike one.
And so I struck out, as most kids should, I think, on their first time up to bat. And I was devastated, not because that I thought I'd let down my parents or that I thought I'd let down the team. It was more like I let down myself and the expectations the unrealistic expectations I had of myself. And so I immediately went and hid in this ravine that was right there. We live right by this canyon. And I hid there for, I think, the rest of the game until my dad finally came and found me. It was like, what are you doing, you know? If you weren't letting down the team then, you're definitely letting them down now by completely abandoning them. I just was so heartbroken. And my dad just encouraged me, you know, sometimes you're gonna fail, sometimes you're gonna do well, but you can't always expect to be the best, always, or your best. And as much as I, you know, let myself believe that at the time, I think there was still a part of me that was like, I can be my best. I didn't know the value of practicing and working at it and failing along the way at that time. You know, I expected everything at once. I learned those stronger lessons through skateboarding. And because skateboarding is all about trying and failing and trying and getting back up again and trying again.
He did not stop skateboarding once he started. He dropped all the other sports, and it was all skateboarding all the time. His dad built a ramp in the backyard. I mean, he would practice and do the same thing over and over and just work on his craft. You know, when he wouldn't land whatever he was trying to land, that he would just, you know, and he was gonna go right back and do it again.
'99 X Games in San Francisco, they had a best trick event. So the only thing that I had never done was to do a 900.
This has really become a personal quest for Tony Hawk to master the trick that he has beaten himself up doing for a decade, the 900.
You can see it on his face and in his eyes from the X Games when he was trying to land that trick.
I had been through so much frustration and so much exhaustion with it. For me, it was just like, I just want to do this. I want to finally get this done. And it's either gonna happen or I'm gonna get taken away in an ambulance. I mean, those were the only two choices.
Right now, Tony's got a shot at it. Can he do it?
The crowd and the pressure, everything was gone. Like, it was silent for me, like in my head and in my space. It was more like, this is it, you're finally gonna do it. I saw this surge of energy in this crowd, and I realized I actually did it. It's been done.
It's the best day of my life. I swear to God.
You're failures are what are going to define you, and it's how you handle those, how you get back up. That's when you're really being tested. Like, how much do you love doing this? How passionate are you about it that you will get back into it even after being knocked down so many times?